Hi, this is Pat Dolan, varvid.com. We're down here on the WPC vendor floor in front of the old Microsoft truck. Here with Kevin. Kevin, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Hi, Pat. Be happy to. Thanks for having me on. My name is Kevin Clarke. I'm a member of Microsoft Across America's TS2 team. That's technical sales for technical specialists. I've been with Microsoft for about 9 years in a variety of capacities, both in technical and in sales. And now as TS2, what we do is we're giving seminars, 4-hour seminars all throughout the country to partners, and we want to be able to help partners grow their businesses, to be able to drive more revenue into their businesses, to know what the various solutions are, to know what the various low-hanging fruits are. And one of the great opportunities that we have for partners is this mobile event experience truck. We actually have about 7 of these, not about, but exactly 7 of these. Each one are about $1 million, and they're throughout the country. Now we can use these for partners. Partners can actually utilize these for an experiential experience for their customers, so they can have that to drive more business into their pipeline, or they can have it to actually increase volatility for some of the customers that they may have, maybe are stagnating in their account, something like that. So there's a lot of different technologies. Not only do we offer the technologies, but partners can actually bring their own technologies, and this is a wonderful proof of concept. So why don't we go on inside and take a look at what we have in the truck.
Awesome. This thing looks awesome. Let's go.
$1 million of awesome. Come on in, Pat.
All right. Man, this place looks awesome. So Kevin, why don't you explain some of the stuff we got here?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got all kinds of stuff here. In fact, so we've got various laptops, and our current sponsor is HP. In fact, this truck, believe it or not, is responsible for upwards of 20% of HP's pipeline.
That's fantastic.
It really is fantastic. And so we have various other sponsors who are sponsoring us all the time. Now, Microsoft is not generally one to be in the hardware game. However, one thing that I want to point out is that we have this here. It's called the Roundtable. Roundtable is a pretty significant thing in that we can now, for those, so many of our customers are remote, right? So they're telecommuting, or maybe whether you're going to have a conference with people who are across the city or across the globe. This little guy costs $3,000, which sounds pricey, but it really, what it can do is now we can record an entire conference, right? So we can be sitting in a conference room, and better still, not only can we house all of that data back on a SQL database, but let's say there's Steve Ballmer and a whole bunch of other folks who are having a conversation, and maybe Bill Gates is there, and the only thing that I want to hear is something from Bill Gates. I could actually just have it show me and listen to whatever it is that Bill Gates is doing. So this actually, it has a 360-degree panoramic view, right? So then you could actually see on your screen, you could have, everybody else can have webcams, and so you could see everybody who's talking, and there is a directional microphone, so whoever is actually talking during the conference, it's going to key in on that person. Pretty neat stuff. Now, let me show you a couple other things here. We've got a stereo system, and then we also have a whole bunch of different monitors all throughout the truck, and then we have a rack system. So that way we can not only have our own technology, and we have a whole slew of different technologies, but this is a wonderful experience, and this really is meant to be experiential. In other words, we can have customers come in here and get right in and have their hands in the various technology. And I've always said the greatest thing about any kind of sales cycle is not just telling them, but it's also showing them, right? Saying, you could actually bring in your own VPCs, your own virtual PCs, right? And we have virtual servers. You could load all kinds of machines. You could say, here you go, Mr. Customer, this is what your environment is now, and boom, this is what your environment could be. So that way they really get a feel for what's going on, and this is real wow factor. In fact, so much of a wow factor that last year, in just the fiscal year alone, there were these trucks, 7 of them throughout the country, were responsible for $20 million, upwards of $20 million just in Microsoft products. Now you tack on all kinds of partner services and hardware, this is a really significant amount.
Nice payback for those $1 million vans, huh?
Very, very much so. So let's take a look at some other things here.
All right, so what do we got back here? Some more cool toys.
We do have a few more cool toys. We've got, of course, Microsoft is working with quite a few different hardware vendors. In fact, there are about 149 different OEM vendors for the mobile devices, last that I knew. And so we've got several of these devices on here. And of course, more and more we really want to be able to bring to the customer a collaborative experience, right? So this is for the business customer, and it could be used for the consumer customer. This entire thing could be revamped however you'd like to. This device right here, this is actually riding on a Windows operating system, but what it is, it's an RMS. It's a retail management system, and this could be revamped. And you could work with your disti, your hardware distributor, right? This particular one is HP, but basically what we have here, it's a point of sale system. So you could actually slide a credit card there. You can print up the receipt. The better thing is that it's very customizable. You can have about 20 different roles that are all based on security, and it ties into the back end. So we're using the entire infrastructure, and it ties into the inventory. So that way, whenever you get to a certain threshold, not only can it be automatically replenish the stock, but you can actually have it set up so that it can go out and ping, you know, a handful of different vendors to see who's going to have the best offer at that particular time, and then fulfill that order. Nice. Really neat stuff going forward. So we've got some tablet PCs, we've got some other nice notebooks and various screens, so we can have all kinds of different solutions going. You know, we can have SharePoint services. This is absolutely the way of the future, and so we can tie this in together. We can use unified communications. We could even tie that with Groove. We can have all these various things going on. We can have PowerPoints going on. We can have solutions. We could have demos, and the best thing about it is that it is experiential, as I said before, so people can get right in there and start playing around and see how it actually works. Great stuff.
Looks like my phone right there. Fantastic. Wow, this has been great, Kevin. I appreciate the time.
You're welcome.
Looks like you have a lot of fun on this vehicle.
You're welcome, Pat. I do. I don't get to work on it nearly as much. I really enjoy the live event experience, but I really try to encourage partners to get involved, because what we found is that while we can work with you on the back end and to host webcasts, you know, the truth of the matter is, even whether I'm doing a webcast or whether a partner's doing a webcast, most likely people are multitasking. I know I am. I'm on the phone, I'm checking messages. When you have customers in here, whether existing customers or prospective customers, you have a captive audience. This is a tremendous way to be able to communicate with them and to really build a wonderful relationship with them, and to build some trust and to close the deal. So I recommend for you to go to a particular URL if you're interested, and that's MicrosoftPartnerEvents.com/MEE for mobile event experience. That's MicrosoftPartnerEvents.com/MEE. And I recommend that you try to get the truck reserved at least 3 months in advance, because it's a pretty hot commodity, as you can imagine.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Thanks a lot for the time today, Kevin. We appreciate it, and good luck.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, Pat.